Hey guys, Instructor Thompson, My Self Defense Studio. So, I've been meaning to make this video for a while. It was one of the things we do here at My Self Defense Studio isn't just martial arts training, but we also go over safety tips and tactics and things for you to be able to keep yourself safe. We know places like gas stations can have some of the highest potential for risk, right? So a couple of things about this. One of the things I like to do is I always like to go during the day when the sun is out. Less likely and mitigating that possibility of something happening. I like to go to the bigger places because there's likely going to be more people and more witnesses. Bad guys don't like witnesses. Doesn't mean that nothing will happen to you. Something can still happen, but we're trying to curb and lower our risk, right? So with that, if I have to go inside and pay, I'll do that. But I like to be able to do this during the day and then have it in a bigger place where there's a bunch of witnesses. I'll get out, I'll come, and I'll pump my gas. I just did, got my gas, and I immediately got back in the car. One of the things you see a lot of people doing is they're sitting there on their phone or they're looking at the pump and the screen, and they're not really paying attention to anything that's going around them. So when we talk about situational awareness, this is super important. Situational awareness starts with you being aware of all of your surroundings, looking around and seeing. One of the things I like to do from there is I will get in the car as soon as I'm pumping. I don't stand outside the car when I'm pumping. I immediately lock the door and I turn the key just enough to get the power on. From there, I will use my secondary screen. Now, I have one of those older cars and actually got a secondary car audio screen from TikTok, ironically. And I use this for my GPS and a couple of different things. But I like having that because my phone does not let me record and call 911 at the same time. I can't make a phone call and record. And you know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, I'm a big advocate for one of the primary tools that we all carry on us, our cell phones. They all have the ability to record. And if you can record, even if you have an inkling that something may happen, you should start recording. Now, that secondary screen allows me to be able to call 911 through the car without actually stopping the recording. You'd have to look at your specific setup to see if your phone would do that or have any issues with doing that. However, I've tested mine and I know that I can make a call while still recording on the device. With that, as soon as it's done pumping, I will get out. I take the keys with me every time. I never leave the keys in the ignition. Even if the car's not turned on, I take the keys with me. I put the gas pump back on the pump. I get back in and I immediately manually lock that car door. Again, that way, I know if anybody tries to do anything, the majority of the time I'm in a locked vehicle. It's going to be difficult for them to come and try to do anything because my exposure time out there is very minimal. And then I start the car, get the seatbelt on, and I go.